and it goes like this. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschidati siddhiye yatamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvatah. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. Okay. And of those who have achieved perfection, it's not out of those who are trying for endeavor. Those who have already achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Okay, so here Krishna emphasizes how difficult it is to know Krishna. Right? So, as Krishna says that out of those people who have already achieved perfection, it's not they're on the way of achieving perfection, already achieved perfection. Out of those, hardly, rare, anyone can know Krishna, right? As Prabhupada very beautifully explains that normally people are busy in doing four things, that is eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, right? And as day after tomorrow, I think after that day, on Wednesday, we have Ekadashi. So we start planning from today that what all recipes we would eat, because Ekadashi is for special feast. Right? That's what the definition we have for Ekadashi. So that's why Prabhupada says that 99% of the public are busy in doing four things, nothing else. That eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. But people, those who are on the path of self-realization, those who really want to know the Supreme Soul, there are many paths, right? For example, many people, tell that, okay, this is a point, you focus on this point, okay? You focus on this red light, and if not today, tomorrow you will get Shanti. Like this red light, if we go to South India, southern part of our nation, you will see many people wearing black dress, blue dress, yellow dress, orange dress for 40 days, 50 days, having very extreme rules and regulations. But after 40 days, you would see these people standing in front of a poultry farm or a bar. They would be the first person. So this is the path of their self-realization. But as Prabhupada writes very beautifully, that to know the super soul, you have to know yourself. That's why Krishna in Bhagavad-gītā in first 6 chapters has given a very detailed explanation that how to know oneself. That's why the base, it is always said, and I have heard from many devotees even, that the base of Bhagavad-gītā stands on the 2nd chapter. Because if we fail in 2nd chapter, how many times we read till 18th, we would never be able to understand. As Prabhupada writes, that until and unless you know yourself, you will never be able to know Krishna. Means until and unless you know the soul, you will never be able to know the super soul. Because first, we have to understand that we are the self-individual soul and not the matter. And until and unless we stand on this platform, the basic platform, we will never be able to elevate. Because to know Krishna, you have to be in Krishna consciousness state. That's why just day before yesterday, today is on Thursday, the verse that we went through, in that Krishna said, Maya Sat Manah Parth Yogam Yujan Mad Ashraya. Because there are many paths, many tell people that, there are many people who tell Krishna is also a God. Because if you want to know Krishna, if you want to worship Krishna, being dependent on people like this who say Krishna is also a God, you will never be able to proceed. But Prabhupada said, Krishna is the only God. He never mentioned about anyone else. So that's why Krishna himself says that Yujan Mad Ashraya. You have to be under my dependency. You have to be dependent on me. Then only until and unless we are completely absorbed in Krishna, we will never be able to go ahead. We will never, we might be able to, have a lot of rules and regulations. We might do a lot of things, but that extreme, that the situation, the point to which Krishna is pointing to, we will never be able to get. That's why Krishna himself is saying it's very difficult. Manushyanam sahasreshu. Out of thousands and thousands and thousands of people, rarely one is able to get to me. If not, it is very difficult. That's why even the great personality of impersonalists said, that is none other than Adi Shankaracharya Ji Maharaj. He said, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate. Even though his followers don't follow, but he said, because he knew the truth, that without Govind, no one will help us to cross the ocean of this birth and death. That's why Krishna, who is the reason of all reasons and the cause of all causes, as Brahmaji says, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidanand Vigraha, Anadiradi Govind, Sarva Karan Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. Whatever you do, behind him, it's his hands. Without that, it is not possible. That's why Krishna says that for non-devotees, those who those who are out of the track, it is very difficult. It's beyond their syllabus. It's out of their syllabus. That's why Krishna says, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya, because he doesn't explore himself to everyone. He explores to very rare people, those who are completely absorbed, maybe in a society, maybe in a name and fame way, or caste, creed, color, religion, gender, in whatever way. Maybe a person is abominable, maybe from social aspect, but if there is love in the hearts of that devotee, Krishna will always be behind that. Like this, that's why when in Ramayana, when Shabri says that I am very abominable, then Lord Ram says that you may be abominable, but that's why in Ramayana it is written that Kaha Raghupati Sunu Bhamini Pata Manau Eka Bhagati Karanata. That Krishna says that only bhakti and the relationship of unalloyed devotional service is only known to Krishna. Apart from that, nothing he knows. That's why in our Puranas is a very beautiful story of a devotee whose name has been tagged with his profession, and his name was Sadhana Kasai. Kasai means butcher. Butcher means who sells flesh. Right? When we heard of hear of butcher, we step back. But God used to dance with him. There is a very beautiful story that Sadhana Kasai, as his name stands, he used to sell flesh. But when Krishna wants, everything can be done. So one day, a very great priest had to, for some work, had to move on the path where people were selling flesh. So when he passes on, due to Krishna's will, he sees this person whose name was Sadhana Kasai, and he was weighing flesh in his weighing instrument. And suddenly this priest's eyes goes on to that weighing machine, on those stones by which we may weigh the whatever the things that we want to weigh. He was a good priest, no doubt. He used to do a lot of service in the temple. So he recognizes. When he sees those black stones, he rushes to him and he says, "What are you doing?" He says, "What I'm doing? I'm doing my business. I'm selling. I'm selling flesh. So what's the big deal? I've been doing this for so many decades." He said, "No, but where did you get these stones from?" He said, "These stones, I don't remember, but I have these from so many days." "You fool, you crap, you don't know what is this." He says, I don't know, but I use them for just for weighing, because these stones help me for weighing. He said, okay, don't worry, you don't have to know. I want these stones. Tell me what you need to do, what I need to do. He said, sir, if you take these stones, then how will I do my work? How will I get my living? He said, okay, do one thing, take money from me, weigh the iron weighing thing, and give these stones to me. He said, okay, if you are okay, I don't have an issue. Then he gives those stones to him, and he buys a new weighing this things, and then he comes back. And then he does a lot of abhishek, and he, because he realizes those black stones are nothing else but shaligrams. So he does a lot of abhishek and a lot of things he does, and he puts it in the altar of his temple. So night comes. When night comes, Krishna himself comes in his dream and says, the first thing that you need to do tomorrow early morning is take all those shaligrams and give it back to him. Then he says, why, Krishna, why do you want like that? Don't you know he's killing animals and selling the flesh? Krishna says, I know everything. You don't have to worry much. Just give back those stones to him. Give back the shaligram to him. So he says, okay, if you will, what I can do. So then he goes back early morning tomorrow, the next day. He goes back, he gives those shaligram shilas to him, and he says, okay, you keep it and you continue doing what you did. He said, okay. Then after that, when he comes, then he asks Krishna that why does he want that in such a very intricate situation he wants to go back. So Krishna says, I love swinging in his weighing machine. When he swings, when he weighs the flesh, and by the time he weighs the flesh, the devotional songs, especially the Gita Govind, the way he sings, I love it. I don't care what he's doing, but with the amount of love, with the amount of affection that he recites, he sings those songs. With that, I follow. That's why I want to remain with him. So, this priest also thinks that how great that Sadhana Kasai is, Sadhana Butcher is, that even though he is selling a flesh in a explicit format, but even then the devotional love that he has, that is beyond explanation. That's why in Goswamiji says, Rama hi kevala prema pyara janu leu jo jana nihara. Because Krishna is only behind love, nothing else. See, there is nothing that we can give to Krishna. Right? Is there anything that we can give to Krishna? Fruits, flowers, house, money, whatever it is you think. Everything at the end of the day, it is coming just because he has made us that capable. If we wouldn't be capable enough, then we would not be able to do anything. Even if we are sitting in this session, right? Think about a laborer who gets up early in the morning, he rushes to do his job because he knows that if I'm late, I will not be able to earn money. But we are having a very chill pill situation in our home, having a ceiling on our head, fans, AC running, and we are quietly sitting at our home attending sessions. So we are very lucky, and Krishna really wants us to excel in the path of devotion. So let's not give away the situation, the chance that, as Prabhupada says, the second chance. And this chance that Prabhupada has given and Krishna has given. So let's be very serious. And as Prabhupada said, that this is an emergency situation. Why? Because none of us know that which breath would be our last breath. That's why Krishna himself is very difficult to know. In Bhagavatam also it has been said. That's why when I think you devotees have already covered in English, in the third chapter, when the boar form of the Lord comes, even Lord Brahma gets bewildered. There is a situation when it is said that when the Lord comes in the form of a boar, then Brahma keeps on, bewildering that from where did he come? And how did it become? Tadbhi pashyatah hasta shanen kila bharata. And in shanen, in moments, he conquers the entire sky. Gajamatraha prabhridhe tad adbhutam abhut mahatah. He conquers the entire sky like an elephant. So big he becomes. That's why even Brahmaji, even the first creature, gets bewildered to understand Krishna. Even though he's so powerful, then just imagine the condition of ours. We are already conditioned. There are so many conditions on us. Then how will we be able to understand? That's why, with the grace of Guru and Gaurang, if we follow the path given by them, then only it is possible for us to go to that the spiritual platform. And until unless, it's very difficult. That's why even in fourth canto, Vidur Maharaj says that Su Durlabham Yat Paramam Padam Hare Maya Tat Charan Archan Arjitam. Vidur Maharaj says that Su Durlabham Yat Paramam Padam. He doesn't say Durlabham, he says Su Durlabham. Su acts as an adjective. Su Durlabham means very difficult. It's very difficult to achieve that elevated platform. That's why even Krishna says, and every night we should analyze in our life. It's not to speculate people's life, it's to speculate one's own life. That did I do something and in this day, for the entire day, did I do which will make me eligible to achieve that elevated platform? Did I do? Because I am not sure, right, that if I sleep today, whether I will be able to see tomorrow's sun. And recently, in our life, someone passed away. She slept in the night. She got up early in the morning to just to fresh up at around 3 or 4 o'clock. And after that, when she went to sleep, she never woke up. Because we never know which breath would be our last breath. That's why it is of utmost important, wherever we are, however we are doing, whatever, it's of very utmost important and an emergency situation for each one of us to understand the situation that day by day, the social life, the situations that we have in our gatherings or in our life, that will become worse and worse. It will not become better. It will become worse. Whether we take our bodily aspect or social life or whatever it will become worse. So it is very important that today, and in fact now, from now, we should become so much serious in the path of devotion, that removing all eradications means eradicating everything, that this is not going good, that is not happening, management is not doing good, that Prabhuji is not having good, this Mataji is not good, all this crap, leave things and just put yourself in the state where we can do devotion. Because apart from this, nothing else is there in our life which will take us to the next step. Okay, with this, I would like to conclude. If Shri Prabhu or any Mataji or Prabhuji wants to comment anything or add anything, they can. Otherwise, we are good for this situation, for this session. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam.